Hello YouTube, Reddit Math here, and welcome back to Jagged Alliance 2. If you'll remember, in the last episode, we met up with Fatima. We provided her a note from Arulco, letting her know that our intentions were pure, all that kind of stuff. I did want to go ahead and show off something here in the strategic map. If you didn't quite know where to proceed from after initially dropping in and having that fight, as soon as you come back to here, you're going to find that the laptop is blinking with this little envelope symbol, and clicking on it reveals that you have new mail. Go ahead and click OK on that. We have received a new email from Arulco in which he gives us a reminder here. I just wanted to say that my thoughts are with you. Best of luck. Remember to seek out Miguel and deliver my letter to him. I'm sure you'll find him invaluable. So this is sort of your prompt to take the letter to someone, and you meet a lady in the first sector, talk to her, she wants proof, etc., and it all kind of falls together. So with that, we're going to go ahead and we'll shut the laptop back down, and we'll pop back into our tactical screen here, where we have followed Fatima into the next sector. She's leading us to the rebel base that Miguel is going to be located at, so we're going to go ahead and continue following her. We're going to have quite a bit of story exposition, dialogue stuff, and we're about to get our first sort of objective side questy thing to sort of go do here. So once that all kicks off, I'll be shutting up for a bit. But as we can see, we've come across another guy standing here at this door. Fatima's going to go up and kind of introduce us, and I'll basically not be talking for a couple of minutes.
Why have you brought them here? Have you lost your mind, woman? You bring death to all of us.
They have been sent by Enrico Civaldori. They're here to help us, Dimitri. They must speak with Miguel. I would never bring them here without proof of this.
In respect of your husband, I take your word. We will go down. But if you make mistake, Fatima, you will die with them.
So obviously, Dimitri is a little untrusting of us, maybe for good reason. They've been hiding out here in like an underground hidden lair beneath this building. So obviously, he's a little bit on edge right now.
Do not move, and no one will die.
So is he.
Fatima say they are here to help us. She say she have proof, Carlos.
Enrico has enlisted mercenaries to aid us in the struggle. I have a letter addressed to Miguel. It is signed by Enrico himself and contains details of the night we helped him flee Arulco. Details only he would know.
Enrico? Civaldori? Most suspicious. I question his reasons.
So we find out that at least some of these rebels were aware that Enrico was still alive. They were the ones that had helped him escape the night that he left the country.
I do not. Let me see this letter.
Here.
It be true. Enrico has sent men to help us. On behalf of my rebel force and the people of Arulco, I welcome you. We are very much in need of your aid. Deidranna wishes to remove Omerta from the map of this country.
She is evil, a driven bitch.
That will do, Ira. I am sure our friends have heard of her nature. If not, they will know soon enough.
She won't get very far, Miguel, now that I'm here. Trust me, when it comes to the female mind, I'm a master. Maybe later you and I could talk more about it.
I have lost over 30 men in the last month. My force is down to the people you see here. But I do have a few trusted people living in the Arulco countryside. The people of Arulco would overthrow Deidranna with pleasure, but they live in fear of her, and rightfully so. She be heartless and brutal. She has robbed our country of its money and its soul. Getting their confidence be our biggest problem. The people must feel we are capable of defeating her. Yet, without their support, we cannot. We are missing soldiers and equipment. You could not have come at a better time.
We are short of food too, Miguel. We need safe passage to Drazen, or more people will die.
Yes. Carlos be my close advisor. He is right. He usually be right. Making a safe route to Drazen to get supplies be a priority. If you can remove Deidranna's forces from your path, there is a priest in Drazen named Father Walker. He be a drunk of poor judgment. However, he will be sympathetic to our situation. Find him, and tell him no more than you need to. I will send others to fetch the supplies he will gather. I wish you luck, and express my gratitude.
And with that, we've basically been given our first objective here. So we met up with Miguel, the leader of the rebels, and he's saying, you know, they've been having a rough go of things. They're low on supplies, they're out of food, more people will die if they don't get food and medical supplies soon. So in order to do that, our best lead is that there's a priest in the city of Drazen, which can gather some supplies for these guys. And we just need to clear a path between here and Drazen, meet up with the priest in order to do that. Now we can talk to Miguel. We'll go ahead and be friendly towards him.
It'd be a shame you did not see Arulco in its glory.
And he just gives us a little bit of flavor text there. But if we try to recruit him...
It does not seem right at this moment. I can spare Ira. She is quick learner and knows the priest well. I believe he might even have some passion for her.
He lets us know that he can spare Ira. He's not quite willing to join forces under our control just yet, but she is. So we'll go ahead and pop over here. This was the driven bitch dialogue lady.
I'm Ira. I came to Arulco 5 years ago as part of an effort to supply humanitarian aid. I soon realized the only aid they needed was in getting rid of Deidranna, by whichever means possible.
So we can go ahead and try to recruit her.
All right. I could be of help with some of the ins and outs of this country and its people. But I must tell you, I'm not a professional like you guys. I'm afraid my marksmanship is a little weak for a soldier. Miguel used me mostly as a medic and a lookout. Anyways, I'm sure we'll make out okay. Let's get going. I'll lead the way.
And Ira is basically the Clippy of this game. She's not very useful as a mercenary, but she knows a whole lot about the country and can act as sort of a guide to it, helping us get a lot of side quests and things like that. You'll see here she starts with a 38 special, which is basically the worst gun in the game. If we take a look at her stats, her marksmanship is 55, which is not great. But her redeeming qualities, she has a medical rating of 40, and she does come with a medical kit. So if you didn't bring a party along with any good medical abilities, she can be your team doctor in a pinch. Also, she has a wisdom of 83, and that's going to be the trait most important for her gaining skill points. So although she starts kind of weak, she's going to grow at kind of an accelerated rate compared to everything else. Also, you know, in traditional RPG fashion, we kind of want to check some of these crates. There's usually some items in them. Okay. 9mm magazine. That's not the worst thing in the world. We could spend time like exploring the rest of the town, rummaging for supplies. I do know that at least the neighboring sector, I believe, has some wire cutters in it that we could go grab. Those sometimes come in handy. But just for the sake of moving things along, we're not going to do that. We are instead going to plot our path towards Drazen. Now, what I want to do, we could assault, like, the city of Drazen is right here. There's a road that leads along it, and we could assault this very first sector. However, we're not going to want to do that for a multitude of reasons. I'm going to head, actually, that's not what I want to do. I'm going to head down to this sector, D12.
I'm into
from that. And the reason being, this top sector here is an airport. You can kind of see an airplane symbol there. And it's going to be our pipeline for getting supplies. The bottom sector is actually going to be the mine. And you can know all this stuff. Like if you switch over to here, you can see that there's a Drazen mine. And our daily income is currently 0. So we could really use some way of earning a little bit of cash right now. Once we take that, we can set on our laurels just a little bit because it'll mean that we don't have to worry about any of these guys quitting due to not getting a paycheck on time. Also, there is going to be one more piece of sort of plot exposition-y stuff that's going to happen here. This little meanwhile pops up. So we'll go ahead and check that out. and we're going to pop on over to Deidranna's palace, and we'll get the first look at our enemy here.
This better be good. Forgive the intrusion, Your Highness, but one of our North patrols has been attacked.
Elliot, you idiot! We crushed those rebels in Omerta! How can it be?
From what we have learned, Your Majesty, the rebels seem to have some sort of foreign aid, commando types. We speculate they arrived on the helicopter that was spotted earlier.
Commando types? What sort of commando types? From where?
They may be hired mercenaries, Your Highness. There weren't many.
What? How would the rebels get the means to recruit mercenaries? Well, no matter. Send me their bodies for examination.
The rebel party seems to have used the element of surprise to their advantage, my queen. They defeated us.
Send my troops to the location at once.
Yes, Your Highness.
And there you have Deidranna and her aide, Elliot. We're going to see plenty more of them as we kind of advance the gameplay. Basically, she learned that one of her patrols had been attacked up in Omerta. She thought it was by the rebels at first, but then was informed that, we were a little bit better supplied than the rebels have been. We appear to be hired mercenaries. And she, of course, assumed that we had been defeated, and she wanted our bodies for examination, and was then informed that with the element of surprise, we were able to dispatch her. So we're going to go ahead and move on, and this is one thing we're going to have to get accustomed to. We're moving through hostile territory here, so there's a good chance that we're going to run across enemy patrols and things like that as we're moving. Yeah, like we've got a patrol right in front of us. These aren't going to be very critical to the plot or anything like that, so I'm likely just going to kind of cut around these things, maybe show you guys the final results, that sort of stuff. Basically, unless anything...
We have company. Deidranna's men are around.
Okay, that's actually unexpected. So, this is terrible. I thought I was just going to fight this patrol. They've got 7, I've got 5. I could take that. But there's another patrol to our north and to our south, and these guys are going to reinforce the other sector. Basically, enemies reinforce adjacent sectors when there's combat in it. So a few rounds into this fight, 7 more guys are going to flood in from the top, and 8 more guys are going to flood in from the bottom. I can't fight that many guys. I could be outnumbered by 7 to 5, but I can't afford to be outnumbered 4 to 1 here. So I'm going to need to get a little bit creative, and we're going to be doing a little bit of this, especially in the early game where we're kind of sorely outmatched. I'm going to go ahead and retreat here, and the downside is we do take a hit to our morale by running away, but I need to outmaneuver these guys, and my best bet at doing that is maybe going to the south of them and trying to skirt around. I didn't expect them to just be a wall of patrolling units.
I'm in position and available, as always.
Yeah, thank you for that, Fox. So I'm going to need to do a little bit of dancing to get around these guys. So like I said, I think I'm just going to cut away. I'll be back as soon as I can somehow make it to Sector D12. All right, and with that safe arrival, you're going to notice something, which is looking at Bull here, who's highlighted. If we take a look at his status right now, his health is still good because he's not hurt or anything. His morale is stable, but his energy is down to 61. And everybody's basically going to be like that. We've been on a full day's march. It's almost 9 p.m. now, and we've been dodging patrols trying to make our way down here. We're in no position whatsoever to assault the town right now. If we were to do so, we'd basically take a huge penalty to our action point totals, and it'd be a suicide mission, right? Like, we'd come in exhausted, and we don't want to do that. So what we're going to want to do is let everybody sleep. It's not necessary to, like, keep anybody on watch or anything like that. You can be surprised by roaming patrols that wander into you, but, that's just part of the risk of sleeping in the middle of the countryside. What we're going to want to do is rest for a few hours, and the best way I like to do this is actually, I'm going to check the destination. So it should take me, there's an ETA there right at the bottom of how long it's going to take to travel. And the ETA to get into the bottom sector of Drassen is 1 hour and 38 minutes. Now, that means I need to keep at least like 1 hour and 40 open for when I actually intend to move into Drassen. I'm going to cancel that though. And I'm going to be sleeping until just before daybreak. I intend to assault before dawn. Reason being, the nighttime assaults are going to give us the biggest advantage as the attacker. The lowered visibility means that we can get like right up on an enemy and eliminate them, not without anybody noticing, but before anybody gets the chance to like get there to reinforce. Likewise, daytime generally tends to favor the defenders, and so by attacking just before dawn, we're going to get both of those advantages. We're going to be both the attackers at night and the defenders at dawn. So I want to leave probably around 4 a.m. So I show up like 5:40, something like that, so that it's still not quite bright out yet. I'm going to go ahead and we'll let these guys sleep it off for a little bit, and we'll start up the next episode with our assault on Drassen. I hope you guys are enjoying everything so far. I'm still having a ton of fun with one of my favorite games of all time, and I can't wait to show all of the amazing combats and intricacies of not just the tactical gameplay, but some of the RPG elements of this game are some of the coolest stuff ever. You know, the character like Father Walker, the drunk priest in the town, like things like that. I still remember from 15 years ago. So I'm looking forward to meeting him again. I hope you guys will join me for this next episode. If you enjoyed this one, feel free to subscribe for more videos daily. Leave a like or a comment if you have anything to say about this or any of my other episodes, and I will catch you guys next time.